Oscar Piastri reacts to bizarre Hungarian GP qualifying. McLaren's frustrating pole position miss. Get ready for a thrilling Formula One story that will leave you on the edge of your seat. The Hungarian Grand Prix qualifying session was a roller coaster ride, with an unexpected twist that left Oscar Piastri feeling a mix of emotions. As the championship leader, Piastri had dominated the final practice session earlier on Saturday, setting the fastest time. However, as the clouds rolled in and the wind picked up, the conditions changed dramatically. And this is where the story gets intriguing. Charles Leclerc, Piastri's rival, seized the moment and took an astonishing pole position, leaving Piastri in second and his teammate Lando Norris in third. The McLaren drivers, who had been on top form during the practice sessions, suddenly found themselves struggling to improve their lap times in the final shootout. It was bizarre and frustrating, Piastri admitted. The conditions completely shifted, and it felt weird. I pushed hard on my first lap, but it was terrible. Then I tried to manage my expectations on the second lap, and it was even worse. Norris echoed Piastri's sentiments, saying, "It's a copy-paste situation. Q2 felt great, but Q3 was a different story. It's challenging to know how much to push when the wind has such a massive impact on the car." The changing weather conditions played a crucial role in this unexpected outcome. As Piastri pointed out, it's not an excuse, but it definitely made things trickier for everyone. Starting from second on the grid might just be the silver lining for Piastri. After all, he secured his maiden Formula One victory from a similar position at last year's Hungarian Grand Prix. Looking ahead to Sunday's race, Piastri expressed confidence, saying, "Hopefully, we can replicate last year's success. But we'll have to keep an eye on the weather, as rain could mix things up. Charles has been quick all weekend, so it won't be an easy task." Will Piastri tune in to ESPN's live text commentary on Sunday at 1:15 p.m. BST to find out. This qualifying session has certainly sparked some debate. What do you think? Was it the changing conditions that made the biggest difference, or was it something else? Feel free to share your thoughts and predictions in the comments below. Charles Leclerc's shocking pole position at Hungarian GP 2023. In a stunning turn of events at the Hungarian Grand Prix, Charles Leclerc of Ferrari clinched an unexpected pole position, leaving fans and competitors alike in awe. This remarkable achievement came as he outpaced McLaren's rising stars, Oscar Piastri and Lando Norris, by a mere 0.026 seconds, showcasing his exceptional driving skills under pressure. The race weekend, held at the iconic Hungaroring from August 1st to 3rd, saw Leclerc initially struggle to match the pace of the McLaren cars. However, in the final moments of qualifying, he managed to pull off a breathtaking lap that secured him the top spot. Norris, who is currently trailing in the championship standings by 16 points, finished just 0.015 seconds behind his teammate Piastri, highlighting the intense competition among the drivers. Mercedes' George Russell claimed the fourth position. In contrast, Leclerc's teammate Lewis Hamilton faced a disappointing qualifying session, failing to advance past the second knockout round and settling for a 12th place start. Max Verstappen of Red Bull, who has been struggling throughout the weekend, found himself in 8th place, trailing behind Sauber's Gabriel Bortoleto. Upon learning of his pole position, Leclerc expressed his disbelief, exclaiming, "What? Mamma mia!" After stepping out of the car, he reflected on the experience, stating, "I have no words. This is probably one of the best pole positions I've ever had because I did not expect that. Today, I don't understand anything in F1. The whole qualifying has been extremely difficult. And when I say that, it is not an exaggeration." Leclerc elaborated on the challenges he faced, noting that reaching Q2 and Q3 was no easy feat. He described the changing conditions in Q3 as tricky. yet he managed to execute a clean lap that ultimately led to his pole position, a result he could hardly believe. Piastri commented on the unpredictable conditions, mentioning how the wind shifted dramatically from Q2 to Q3, altering the circuit's dynamics. He admitted to being surprised that they couldn't achieve a faster time, acknowledging Leclerc's impressive performance throughout the weekend. Norris echoed this sentiment, praising Leclerc's last lap and noting that the changing wind conditions had a significant impact on their performance. Meanwhile, Hamilton's struggles continued as he expressed his frustration after qualifying, stating, "I'm just useless. I drove terribly." This was particularly disheartening for him, as he was only 0.05 seconds away from breaking into the top 10. Aston Martin, which had a challenging outing just a week prior in Belgium, where they struggled with high drag on the long straights of Spa-Francorchamps, found their footing on the twisty Hungaroring circuit. Both Alonso and Stroll delivered their best performances of the season, finishing just over 0.1 seconds off the pole time. Alonso remarked on the significant improvement from their previous race, emphasizing the need to understand what worked well for their car in Hungary to replicate that success in future races. Verstappen, on the other hand, expressed his team's ongoing struggles, stating, "We tried a lot as a team, and unfortunately, nothing really helped our balance. It's really difficult to explain how we suddenly just had a lot of difficulties with the car. No grip in the front and rear, difficult to balance it out. It's a bit of a mystery at the moment. Just the whole weekend off pace." As the excitement builds for the race on Sunday at 14 o'clock BST, fans are left wondering, can Leclerc maintain his momentum, or will the McLaren drivers find a way to challenge him? What are your thoughts on the qualifying results? Do you agree with Hamilton's self-assessment, or do you think he's being too hard on himself? Share your opinions in the comments. Hungarian GP qualifying. Leclerc's surprise pole. Hamilton struggles. The Hungarian Grand Prix showcased a dramatic turn of events in the world of Formula One racing, with Charles Leclerc seizing pole position for Ferrari, while Lewis Hamilton faced a stark reality check due to his latest disappointing performance. For much of the current season, Ferrari has been striving to assert its dominance on the grid, and they finally achieved this goal at the Hungaroring. But the contrasting experiences of both drivers could not be more pronounced. Hamilton, visibly frustrated, described his qualifying effort as useless and expressed self-doubt after being eliminated in Q2, while Leclerc basked in the glory of securing the Scuderia's first pole of the season. Ferrari's fans must be thrilled with Leclerc's impressive performance in an incredibly close contest, where he surpassed the McLaren duo of Oscar Piastri and Lando Norris, who finished in second and third places, respectively. Remarkably, the top four drivers were separated by a mere 0.04 of a second, highlighting just how tight the competition was. However, much of the attention shifted to Hamilton, who has a storied history at this circuit, having achieved a record 9 poles and 8 victories throughout his career. Despite his impressive track record, disaster struck for the 40-year-old veteran during Saturday's qualifying session. His Q2 performance fell short, leaving him to question his own capabilities. "I'm useless, absolutely useless," he declared, bluntly acknowledging the reality of the situation. It's not Ferrari's fault. Their other car is on pole. They probably need to look at changing drivers. This candid admission speaks volumes about Hamilton's current state of mind, following a season that has been nothing short of challenging for him. After spending a dozen seasons with Mercedes, Hamilton seems to be struggling to find his rhythm with Ferrari, despite his efforts to elevate his performance. Unfortunately, he will start the race from the 12th position, a disappointing outcome given the circumstances. In Belgium, he ruminated on what he called an unacceptable error, which left him languishing in 16th place on the grid. And this latest incident marks the fourth occasion this year when he has failed to progress into Q3, intensifying his frustrations. Adding to his woes, Hamilton saw Ferrari's recent upgrade, targeted at improving the car's performance through slower corners, pay dividends. This adjustment has clearly helped the Italian team close the gap to the dominant McLaren fleet. Yet it was Leclerc who seized the moment, achieving his first pole in Hungary and notching the 27th of his career. As Q3 commenced, the atmosphere grew tense with the onset of rain, causing the track temperature to drop, followed by a sudden shift in wind direction. This scenario provided a thrilling climax, as Leclerc masterfully maneuvered the Ferrari to secure the prime starting position. Both Norris and Piastri were unable to optimize their respective laps due to the unpredictable weather conditions, leaving Leclerc to outpace Piastri by just 0.02 of a second, a razor-thin margin. Surprisingly, Leclerc, who had initially set his sights on merely breaking into the top 5, was astonished by his accomplishment. "Today is a day where I feel utterly lost about the sport," he admitted, reflecting on the day's chaotic qualifying rounds. "Qualifying was difficult. Everything felt out of sync. I felt we had taken a step back from FP3. In Q1, I was on the edge and fortunately managed to scrape through to Q2. In Q3, the conditions shifted for everyone. I simply focused on executing a clean lap, which turned out to be a really solid performance, especially given how challenging the conditions were." Nonetheless, the road ahead on Sunday will not be easy for Leclerc and Ferrari. The McLaren's are anticipated to continue holding a competitive edge. However, Leclerc's pole position affords him the unique opportunity to lead the race from the start, setting the stage for what promises to be an exhilarating contest. George Russell managed to claim 4th place for Mercedes, while Aston Martin's Fernando Alonso and Lance Stroll came in 5th and 6th. Meanwhile, Gabriel Bortoleto qualified 7th for Sauber, followed by Max Verstappen in 8th for Red Bull Racing, with Liam Lawson and Isaac Hadjar rounding out the top 10 for Racing Bulls. So, what can we expect from this race? Are we witnessing the potential for a resurgence of Ferrari, or is Hamilton's decline indicative of a larger trend? Join the conversation and let us know what you think in the comments.